Hello and welcome to No Outside Food Allowed, episode 33. We're here to give you guys all the week's news and entertainment. Today we're going old school, talking cops and robbers, black Klansmans, and raging bulls. I'm Adam, and I'll be the Egon Spangler of this group of Ghostbusters. Oh, yeah. My fellow busters here, Sam Lim.
I'll be Winston, what's his last name? Zedman.
Nice. Chris Felix.
I'm going to go Dr. Raymond Stantz. Dan Aykroyd.
Christopher Gagne.
Peter Venkman.
Comedies.
I always thought he was the leader.
I really did want to be Chris Hemsworth, but I don't acknowledge that movie.
Chris Hemsworth was really the leader, right, Felix?
Yeah, totally. I can't really say that he was my favorite part of that movie because then people are going to say I just hate women. That's not at all. That movie just was not good, but he was actually funny.
Had a couple of funny lines, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't even like coffee. It's so random. Anyway, what's up, guys? What have you been watching this week?
I got back to it. I got 2.5 weeks with no going to the movies. I went back nights and saw Black Klansman and then The Meg.
Nice. I heard you. I heard you might have snuck into those.
Yeah. We can tie this in with the nice movie pass changes since
there you go.
I paid for an annual subscription that they decided to change now. I only have 2 months left to go, but you no longer get unlimited movies. It is 3 a month, and that is it.
They've laid down the law, huh?
Yeah, an insult to injury is that they're telling you what is available, basically giving you options for only certain movies and certain showtimes, and if you can't do those, then oh well, you just don't see it. So
you've been gaming the system.
I saw this week Axel and Papillion. So if you don't know what those movies are, don't worry, you're not missing anything. So if Movie Pass is offering, you can. Oh my god! And you better believe I'm seeing.
And you mean
else.
Saw with bunny ears, right? You saw
air quotations.
Saw with that is what my ticket said.
Right.
You said those two movies,
something else.
Axel and Papillion. That's too funny.
All right, so let's start with The Meg. What'd you think of that one?
I had a lot of fun with it. You can tell. I think Chai sent us a nice video about how. They're catering a little bit more to overseas audiences, and so you can definitely tell in this movie that that's what this was about. Okay. And the grosses speak for themselves. I think it's done 100 million domestically and 300 or 400 million internationally.
Sure.
So there's a really big name Chinese actress. You've got Jason Statham, who already has that overseas draw from
Fast and Furious, Transporter.
Exactly. But it was entertaining. It had a budget, so the effects weren't bad. It had a good story and some, comedy relief with Rainn Wilson being in it. And I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was a popcorn flick and, not like it's going to be I'm going to pop this in and watch it, when it comes out on video. But
I heard it
was fun.
Compared to Piranha 3D.
I never saw that.
No, it was just kind of that over the top, action comedy. Yeah. So kind of like a Sharknado or something like that.
Exactly. With just, better actors and a bigger budget.
Right.
And it was fun. It had a good story to it, and it had some good action sequences and kept you entertained, and it was short and sweet.
So would you say this is right up there with Rampage?
Yes, I would probably say I enjoyed it more than Rampage.
Ooh, oh, wow.
I have a question. At any moment, did anyone say we need a bigger boat?
Huh.
No, I honestly think that there's a couple callbacks to other shark films in this movie and they intentionally did that. They didn't quite use the, smile you son of a bitch from Jaws where he shoots him, but he uses something close to that and you're wait a second, that's literally the line. You just changed a couple words. They do that a couple times, but
it's expected.
So it's clever.
So I have a question. So who wins at the end of this movie? I don't mind spoilers.
Dude, the shark wins.
Yes.
The sharks always win. They were here first, man. It's God's water, man. It's God's water.
Can't destroy the one and only Meg.
Yeah. They definitely left it open to a possible, straight to DVD sequel, which I'll watch.
I'm ready for it.
I like them. I like these movies. They're fun. So
that's fantastic. All right, and
not going to win any awards.
Okay, let's talk about one that might then. Black Klansman. Heard good things. What did you think?
Oh yeah, man, blown away. Better than I thought it was going to be. It's everything that the preview makes it out to be. It's very witty. I love Spike Lee. He just does. he does entertainment with social like stories so well. Like you forget for 2 hours that this really happened because it's so surreal and it's so
the
funny.
True story.
Yeah, and then the last 5 minutes he like slaps you in the face with like, hey, don't forget that's still going on.
Yeah, it's still what we live with
in this
today.
country.
Yeah,
right. Like you basically elected a guy who is friends with the leader of the Ku Klux Klan. So here he is, and you're just like, whoa. I forgot that I was, this was kind of a true story. So he did, he took some liberties from what I understand from the actual story to make it entertaining. And that's what it was. The acting was phenomenal. I absolutely loved it. It's probably my favorite movie I've seen this year.
Oh, wow.
So
High
entertaining.
Praise. Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
It was a lot of fun. So I highly recommend going to see it. Soundtrack's amazing. Cinematography is amazing. Acting's phenomenal. It's so much comedy and so much, drama at the same time. So
I'm excited to see it then, big time.
Yeah, definitely. Check that one out.
The actor they use, the same dude that's in Ballers, and that's Denzel Washington's son.
Right. Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
John David
I
Washington.
didn't know that.
He's such a good actor.
Yeah.
His range is really good. I like him.
Oh, he's phenomenal in this. Like I hadn't seen him in anything yet, and he carried the movie and so well. The his love interest is the girl from Spider-Man: Homecoming. I forget the actress's name, but the one that Parker was interested in the beginning. Not Mary Jane,
okay.
obviously.
Yeah.
So
Laura Harrier.
Vulture's daughter.
Yeah, okay.
So she was really good in it. Adam Driver, I think he's a good actor. Whether he, makes a good Kylo Ren or whatever, that's left to be debated still. But
good in this one.
He's a good actor, and he's good in this one.
Wasn't Topher Grace in this one
hilarious.
too?
Yeah, he plays David Duke.
He was
awesome. So good.
That's great.
Just there's just so many little things in it that are so good. It's hard to point out. You just got to see it. You really got to see it.
Like as soon as you said that, I just picture Red yelling at him, "Boy, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Yeah, Spike Lee still got it, man. I mean, he's 60s, I think mid to early 60s, and he's just I like his stuff that he puts out, and he works enough that he's got a lot of films to see. And it's been a long time since I've seen one of his that I didn't like. There's a few of them I've missed, but
yeah.
I mean, from Inside Man to He Got Game.
That was so good.
Yeah, so if you haven't, that should be next on your list. I don't know that there's anything good coming out anytime soon anyway.
Right. Sounds good. Just don't use Movie Pass, because
Well, you could, quote unquote.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get into that movie. That's all.
Just get clever with your Movie Pass.
Yeah, exactly. Reminds me back in the days.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, let's jump into some movie news. Where to start? We got some actual stuff to cover this week. I know we have always Marvel and DC news, so let's start with DC. They got a new pretty cool show coming out called DC Daily.
Yes.
Looks like the first episode is going to be hosted by Kevin Smith, one of our favorite nerds and directors. Sam, you want to tell us a little bit about it?
So the inaugural episode will be, like you said, hosted by Kevin Smith, and you can view it on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. So what it is DC wants to start doing a daily show where where as a fan you're filled in on what's going on, the current topic, all the issues that are in movies, TV shows, and all the stuff they're working on. Because right now all this is going to lead up to the DC All Access.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's going to be a cool build up because I definitely like to see what they have working. Like last week we found out that Brendan Fraser's going to be part of Doom Patrol.
Right. Excited
So,
to see Brendan Fraser back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good way to, I guess, grab the audience is by using Kevin Smith again.
For sure.
Because like he's very passionate and he knows what he's talking about, Because not only is he a fanboy, but he's actually working on a lot of this, TV shows.
Right.
And, it's sometimes doing the scripts too. So, I mean, we'll see what happens on the 29th, but I'm definitely going to tune in for sure to see what we're going to get.
Is it video, podcast? What is it exactly? Do you know?
It's like basically a TV show.
TV show.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's kind of basically what we do.
Like a news
only
rundown?
DC.
Yeah.
Right on. And okay, so is it gonna? It's gonna cover everything DC, like movies, comics, like everything.
All of it.
under the
All of
umbrella?
it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Because, I mean, DC's just trying to ramp up their service. So, they want to draw the audience in. And, you're using Kevin Smith. All right, you got me. Just deliver the goods and don't mess it up, please.
Yeah, it
I
sounds
like the concept. I'm curious how, it's like you control the story in this way. They can basically spin everything that they want to spin about DC.
Yeah, that's smart for
You know,
them
it-
to get ahead
yeah.
of the game,
You think this is kind of like the just sort of reignite hope in the fan base as I'm like, we actually know what we're doing, so here's what we got coming up.
I hope so. Yeah. Maybe they got to get Kevin Smith to, give that message out.
Yeah, I mean, I'd feel more reassured if he's telling me like, oh, look, it's
Right.
all good. Like, sweet. I'm like, yeah, it's a man I trust.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
If he
His
says
stamp
there's-
of approval.
There's some things coming down the pipeline y'all are going to be surprised and you're going to like, and, hopefully that's what happens. And, I'll believe him.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see Aquaman. That's coming out this year, so.
Oh, definitely.
There's been early press screenings, I guess, already. The review said that it's good so far. Not great, but good.
Okay.
That's what the general consensus seems to be so far.
Yeah, as long as it's not a thumbs down, If it's good, then most of the nerds will make it great.
Well, with this one, like I said before, like for once, actually looks promising between Aquaman and Shazam. It looks very, very promising. So I do have hope, but I don't want to give it too much hope because then if I get bummed out, So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Just manage your
Definitely,
expectations.
definitely.
Don't give up on
I'm
your
stoked
dreams.
for the crossover event. Didn't they just announce that the guy who played Superman on Supergirl is also going to be on that crossover event?
Yeah,
with
he'll come back.
Batwoman. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll come back, and then it's I think 1 or 2 night event where it's Arrow.
No, it's like 3. It goes over all 3 shows.
Yeah, Arrow, Supergirl, and Flash, but not Legends of Tomorrow.
Not Legends.
Yeah.
Right, but they're I think in it somehow.
Yeah, they'll make cameos.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I'm not a huge fan of that Superman, but I like the crossover events.
Oh, the Unibrow Man.
Unibrow Man.
It's fuzzy. You
I
think
can't
we're
Don't be
gonna,
jealous. He just looks better in the suit than you, Sam.
I can't stop looking at Unibrow, bro. Every time we try to dodge a bullet, I'm like, just have one
Just
bullet.
think of the hair lip. Just think of the hair.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
So you think we're ever gonna get like a TV Batman? Because that's like the one character we're
Never,
missing.
never, because they keep dancing around it. Like the reason I'll say never is because Arrow's already taken half of his rogues gallery,
Right, all his villains.
and then like everything they've done has been prancing around. Like Arrow literally took his villains, some of his storylines, and it's ridiculous. Like I'm just fed up.
Well, hell, we have a
What
show.
other villains?
There was Anarchy, Deathstroke,
Oh, yeah.
Ra's Al Ghul.
yeah, Ra's al Ghul.
That Deadshot in there too.
Yep.
There are a lot of
Oh,
characters
wow.
in there. But I mean, shit. I mean, you're right about the TV stuff because we even got a show about the city and every character but Batman. Like, like they won't even give us like a real Batman.
The one thing- the one
Gotham's
time-
actually introducing Bane in this next season.
The
in
final season.
Are they really?
Yeah. But the thing
Is he
is,
going to become Batman?
He is supposed to do Batman this year. It's the final season.
That
so
kid's
they're
gonna be
leading up to
Batman. Like,
Yeah,
that,
I mean,
that skinny ass
yeah.
little
it's not gonna work. But here's my thing: the only time we'll maybe see an extra Batman TV show is if it's on DC All Access, because that's a heavy hitter name.
Yeah, probably.
So if I was DC, I'll give you extra Batman news show or content.
it's kind of like
Bundle
Star
All
Trek
Access.
being on CBS's All Access.
Yes,
nowadays.
yes,
they
that's
put those
correct.
Big titles on
It's-
their primary.
It'll be
service,
a
right?
monetary move.
Yeah,
for sure. It's all about the
Definitely.
monetary.
They'll drive traffic that way.
I mean, we're going to buy one subscription for the podcast.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I already got
For
Randy on
work
the line
purposes.
Yeah, it's a company
Nice.
company account.
Yeah.
for that. All right, let's switch over to Marvel. We've been told that Guardians 3 is on a temporary hold now.
Yes,
Who knows how long that's going to take?
because they're searching for a director.
Right. They've said that they're not going to rehire Gunn. The crew's up in arms here. They're not having it, especially.
But I think even for the wait, it's not going to affect the mouse's pocket.
No,
Not at all.
not even a little bit. No, there's no way. It just sucks. I mean, because I think it was scheduled to begin filming in February, so that's not going to happen now. I'm just kind of wondering what they're going to do with the story because I was really just want to see the story finished off. Whether or not,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care. You know what James Gunn's gone at this point, but keep the script. I really liked what they teased with the last movie, especially when it ends. You see the Adam Warlock's cocoon. They
Exactly, bro.
like I really wanted to see
I
that.
know
so.
Sam's waiting for that.
Oh my god, I'm chomping at the bits, bro, for Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
Oh,
It sucks
Fair
too because
character.
like the Guardians 3 was supposed to like really kind of just
Kind of cement the trilogy.
well that and introduce like all the cosmic weird stuff. I mean we've already had like a good sample of it, but they're going to go really really cosmic with it. Phase
yeah.
4.
Because the cosmic characters were actually the original Guardians Galaxy.
Yeah.
before we were introduced to this version, because this version is James Gunn's.
Do you feel like if they extended the script for James Gunn that they'll maybe go back to the original Guardians?
You're gonna sell it based off
It'd be
Stallone,
hard
though?
transition.
I don't know.
It'd be a hard transition, dude.
Like,
Didn't they introduce him in the last one? Wasn't Stallone's
They did.
character one
Yeah.
of those characters?
Yes.
And
I could imagine it being like a one-off film, but like it wouldn't continue as a series. I can't imagine, Stallone committing to that, honestly. And Ving Rhames in it also is a nice cameo. But like, I don't know. I can't picture them really trying to sell.
Did you know the Diamond Glass guy was played by Michael Rosenbaum?
Yeah. Yeah. I forget all those characters' names, but yeah, they're all the original Guardians of the Galaxy. I have some of their old comics, and they're a weird bunch of people, but it's kind of cool that they actually made a nice nod to them.
Yeah, I definitely agree, Flex. Like, just being introduced to those characters makes you want to know more of that background. But now, with this going on, I'm not sure what's going to happen to the cast and crew.
Okay, so here's the question to you guys: who do you think they go after, or who do you think comes in?
What was it? Taika Waititi? Not Waititi.
Oh, from
That's a good one.
yeah, from Black Panther.
No, Ragnarok.
No,
your favorite
Oh,
movie.
Ragnarok.
Yeah,
That's
your favorite.
I know that's not going to make some of you guys happy, but I think that it fits within
It's that
the
kind of trippy, psychedelic, spacey.
Yeah.
It worked
space
out well
opera.
for.
It's
Yeah. I'm gonna just troll Adam and say
Yeah.
the dude from episode.
Ryan Johnson.
Oh, right.
I'm kidding, Adam.
Ryan
I
Johnson.
really
and
hope
Taika.
that they actually that Gunn wrote in his screenplay about the soundtrack. Like,
Oh, right.
That's
you're
true.
for it,
You have
and
to
it
use
fits
these
so
songs.
well.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, please don't mess this up. Like, I really like Guardians and
Yeah.
both of them.
The soundtrack is part of that. What makes that movie?
Exactly. I've argued for
Definitely.
that before. That the music is just as much a character as any one of the actors you see on screen. So I don't know. I'm hoping for the
We'll
best.
see. Yeah, we'll have to see if the feel is different now.
I'm thinking really hard, and I'm thinking the dude from the Jurassic Park relaunch was pretty good.
I haven't seen the new one, but I could see him maybe stepping in.
Somebody was throwing out the idea, like, what if James Gunn goes to to DC?
Yeah,
Like, what if he does Green Lantern?
I would
Corps?
love that. I think James Gunn
Oh,
would be
man.
better with Bizarro.
Now,
That could be
yeah,
interesting. I want to see Lobo, dude.
Yeah, Lobo. That's who I meant. I meant Lobo. Sorry.
No, but that'd be sweet.
yeah, he's
dude.
kind of a space character too. So
Yeah, he is, dude. He did
Yeah.
like Slither.
That
He
could
did
be
all kinds of
interesting.
weird movies, man.
Yeah.
Give him Swamp Thing.
Slither.
Yeah, have they? That's such a fun character too. How have they
Thing?
not explored that? No. Well, Swamp
Or
Thing
Lobo,
too, but
yeah.
Lobo,
Yeah. Yeah, both those characters. They need a movie.
Well, Swamp Thing's getting a TV show
Is he?
animated on All Access.
On All Access. That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Well, they're always better on their animated side. So
That's very true.
Always.
Because I'm a fan of all their animated movies, like the one I did for Constantine, Dark Justice, where it's like all the magical heroes.
yeah.
It was
It's kind of
so
one of the
good.
reasons I want to get DC All Access to get in on their
Animated movies?
DV and DVD.
Did anybody see the Death of Superman yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm trying to find it online. Wink, wink. But a safe site.
I did read a little snippet about it. It said it's actually it's the best version of the Doomsday story.
Because it's it's part of the new 52.
Right.
Because they relaunched it in Flashpoint a few years ago, so it's
Oh wow.
it's they still kept up with all the whole new Justice League
Cast of heroes.
Yeah.
Right.
Same voice
Yeah, like
actors.
Martian Manhunter and all the good ones instead of like if you go back and you read the 90s version of the Death of Superman,
Yeah.
like the Justice League are all kind of no-name characters get
Super
slapped
weird-ass
around by Doomsday. in like 3 seconds.
The Guardian, right?
Guy
Like, it's
Guardian.
Yeah,
Wind.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some weird ones in there.
It's like the B team.
Yeah, exactly. All right, moving on from that one. Still on Marvel though.
Who did you pick for director?
I was stumped after Taika Waititi was named. So I think he's perfect. So we just need to hire him.
Nice.
Yeah, I was going to say
someone
earlier,
get him on the phone.
I realized I had never said his name out loud, so I felt
You're
awkward when I
like,
said that. I'm like, did I just say Waititi? I was like, I'm sorry.
Waititi.
Waititi.
Taika Waititi.
I'm sorry, I offended so many people.
I committed to memory, man. Ragnarok is one of my top 5 Marvel films. Like, I loved it. So and I thought
It was
he did
such
an
a
amazing job,
hilarious.
so.
I agree. It's such a hilarious movie, especially the part where like he was
Go
asking
ahead.
Hulk
Keep
where's the
trolling.
spaceship.
Yeah.
No. I thought it was funny.
Look, you took one of the most boring characters and made him fun.
Exactly.
So sold. Like,
I don't know. I was gonna say because like it was funny when he asked the Hulk where the spaceship was, and Hulk's like butt naked walking, and he's like, "Oh God, I saw it. I can't unsee it now."
Yep. Another butt joke.
oh,
Anyway, moving on.
Oh,
Moving on.
Sorry, Adam.
Thanks for interrupting me there.
next
Sam.
debate. Next debate.
So, still on Marvel. They put out a new little teaser of Wolverine #2, and he's got a new suit on. It's now like...
Chef Logan.
Yes.
It's a chef's jacket. It's basically a damn chef's
all-black
jacket.
suit that looks like a chef's jacket. It's got like the 3-piece fold over. Like
He's ready to cook for you.
I don't get it. Like, who
Okay,
came
so
up with this?
I haven't been keeping up with comics lately, so Wolverine's alive. That's the
Yes.
thing. So
He came back from the dead.
and he's cooking.
Of course, nobody dies. Nobody dies in comics.
No, at least for about 3-4 years, and they'll come back.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, he can like heat up his blades now.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's stupid.
So he can make you dinner as he's,
He can probably
killing
make
people.
he can probably make grilled cheese, right? Like, I mean, just
It's just sliced like super. I don't know.
It's a cooking technique.
So did he die and this is like a rebirth kind of
So
thing?
what happened
Yeah.
was he got encased in adamantium, and
Okay.
so he couldn't get out.
And his healing factor was broken or something
Yeah,
like
he
that.
didn't have his
so.
healing factor at the time, so he was technically dead. I'm not quite sure how they brought him back, but it's comics.
Comics.
Yeah. And X-23's got his classic suit, so he couldn't go back to that. So apparently he took a job on the line doing some cooking.
he's a fry cook.
And on
okay?
his time
Show him
off,
the living.
he's still got to fight crime. What are you gonna do? You got to make a living.
Is this story in Japan? Is he a sushi chef or is it just?
Yeah, I mean it should be. He did live in Japan for a while.
No.
I don't know. It
Yeah,
looks sad. I don't know. I'm not happy with it.
Has anyone read the first issue? Is this because this is the second one, right?
Correct. I have not.
Okay.
Neither have I.
Yeah, we're just talking shit on it. Sorry,
Yeah.
we haven't actually read it.
Because the cover looked so.
Yeah,
Exactly. Hopefully they retcon that pretty soon.
maybe
I-
we
I-
should go
I
read
don't
it,
see
see
it
what it's all
lasting very
about. Maybe it's an exciting job that he got at a restaurant.
Right. It could be.
We don't know what this is all about.
We'll have
Yeah,
to
maybe
do more
he was-
research.
Maybe he was accepted into.
It got our attention.
Right.
Yeah.
So
All right, we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Wait, so why does he have the hot claws? I guess you could say. What's up with
I'm
those?
not sure. I've only heard that he has that new power. I thought it was kind
from
of silly,
being
and I didn't.
encased.
Like,
Right, but how? Right? Like,
yeah.
How does that work out? Like,
Like-
why is it just his claws? Like, wouldn't it be his whole skeleton?
I mean,
Hey,
questions.
listen.
I don't
Questions.
know.
Yeah.
Just remember, he only cooks steak medium rare. He doesn't do well done.
Well, it's
with
going
his
to cut so
claws.
fast. I mean, it's barely going to be seared, if anything. I mean, I'm just saying.
Perfectly done.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I don't got anything on this.
Yeah.
What is this?
Well, not only that,
We
but
just wanted to mention it and talk snack.
because they brought back they brought back Wolverine, but before that they brought back Fantastic Four because supposedly Fantastic Four family died off, but technically they didn't die off. They were on a different plane / planet universe.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's easy writing.
Hey, comics
Yeah. You can do anything in magic. And,
really can.
yeah, so time travel is
wait,
easy right out.
It wasn't that called lazy writing?
Yeah, totally.
Because that's what
Absolutely.
Deadpool told me.
Yeah.
I saw that twice this past week. The super duper cut.
Oh, you did?
Well, I didn't realize because I saw the
haven't
first
seen it
Blu-ray
yet.
that I grabbed. I'll lend it to you.
All right.
And then I didn't realize that the super duper cut was on the other disc, so I watched it like twice in a row.
The regular
love it?
one and the super one?
I actually liked it a lot better the second time around. Like it's really like it's got a lot of dumb dick jokes, but it's a lot funnier this time. I think I just watched it the first time and they just weren't landing with me, and this time I knew what to expect. So
For sure.
it was a lot funnier. I really enjoyed it, and I've been listening to a lot of 80s music now because of it. Because like the DVD menu, I swear it opens up with this like staticky like 80s like VHS kind of style like grain, and then it has like Aha's Take on Me playing on repeat.
Yes.
So it's just like
Nice.
yeah, it just I've been on
Just
80s
hitting you
fix this
with
past
nostalgia.
week. I know, I've been listening to all kinds of old music lately. But
that's
no,
good.
it's funny. Yeah, it's definitely worth the watch.
I'll definitely have to pick it up then.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to borrow that one. I haven't seen it yet.
Was there a lot of good scenes that were cut that
Actually,
should have been in there?
yeah, I don't even know if I want to spoil
Okay, don't spoil it.
Don't spoil it. Don't.
Yeah,
Sorry.
well, it's
Just curious if I should check it out or not.
well, we've already said like how at the very end he's kind of going back in time and doing stuff and all that. Like, let's just say there's a little bit more to that. So
Nice.
it's
Okay.
really
That was one of
good.
the best parts of the movie. So.
Yeah, and it's a callback to a joke in the movie as well. So yeah.
Well,
Go
just
watch
let you know, my birthday's next week, so cough, cough.
Yeah,
Cough,
viewing,
cough.
viewing party.
There you go. Nice. All right, moving on. I think we talked about it last week that James Bond director Danny Boyle is out.
Yes.
They cited creative differences. I looked into this a little farther, and apparently Danny Boyle said he did not agree. They wanted to kill off James Bond.
What?
Yeah, they wanted to
What?
kill him off.
You can't do that.
And they wanted to do some sort of reincarnation Doctor Who type thing with him.
Oh hell no.
What? No,
And that's the reason
James
why he
Bond.
left.
That's not how it works.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is
believe
what
that?
he wanted to do.
No, this is what the studio
studio
wants.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I had it
So he
backwards.
He disagreed with that, which I totally.
Holy shit,
you know,
that's
thanks for
terrible.
standing up
Thank
for
God.
that. You know. Yeah, that's crazy, right? When I read that, I was like, "That's
That doesn't
insane
work
that they would
because
want
like
to do that."
The regeneration is exclusively a Doctor Who situation.
Yeah, how are you going to explain that? And
Well,
there's no
Not
magic
to
in this
mention,
world, you
this
know.
generation of Bond has been the most grounded Bond of all of them.
True.
So, like,
Yeah.
how are you going to introduce this, like, almost mystical element to it all of a
Exactly.
sudden?
Right.
Like,
It
I
would
can see
make
the,
sense in like the Sean
yeah,
Connery
or
one,
like the
maybe.
Roger Moore days, especially. But like, no,
Throw him in the
not
back to
right
tank
now.
or something, right?
Yeah, dude.
Like, but this one, yeah, it's
Yeah,
based on the
like-
real world.
Like this Bond is the very first Bond you see constantly getting hurt, beat up,
Mm-hmm.
thrown out windows, has to stab himself with like the injection.
Sure.
Like it's the first time you're like, oh shit, the hero is getting his ass kicked. You
Like
know what I mean?
he's not just
yeah,
a shield. You know,
yeah,
he's
yeah,
just-
exactly. He's not just Mr. Smooth. He's messed up a few times. You know.
This is like,
I hope they don't get any director to do that. It just sounds like such a bad idea. Like, if you want to relaunch a new Bond after Daniel Craig, like, you don't need to write it in. Just put a new Bond in. They've been doing it for 60 years.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah,
they'll be okay.
don't fix what ain't broken.
well, that's kind of what I was thinking because I mean, like, this is the first time, like with Daniel Craig's Bond, that it's been like a sequential set of movies, like where they
Correct.
are all interlinked. Where everyone before has just been kind of a one-off, like it's just a standalone story, and then he's got a new chick, new villain the next movie.
Right, it's just a new book.
So maybe that's their kind of way to end Daniel Craig's run is by killing him off, I guess, and then reboot into a new Bond. But I don't know. That's just dumb. I don't like that at all.
It seems very iffy on me. That's
God, I hope that doesn't happen.
yeah, it's a bold move, Cotton. Yeah, we're still gonna go watch it. Hopefully, they don't kill off Bond. I think that's a terrible idea.
And hopefully they rewrite this script. That's, yeah.
Here, yo, I hope you write the script right now. So there'll be a scene where Bond's flying over the ocean, and the Meg shark eats his helicopter
Oh.
and pukes him up and becomes Jason Statham.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like
There
he,
you go.
he launches a nuke and then he wakes up in an Italian restaurant.
That's where I was going to. Yeah.
Or his butler Alfred, who we've never seen before, catches it from a distance.
Just a little hint in it.
Yeah.
Nod.
Or it's Q or somebody.
Or he wakes up
boy.
at the Italian place and Alfred's sitting there spinning the top.
Yep, it was a dream. It was all a
He's
dream.
just spinning the top.
Oh boy.
Oh, we're just a bunch of trolls.
All
Don't
right.
mind us.
Last thing here on movie news.
Ooh.
Some Tom Cruise Top Gun action. I'm super excited for
yeah.
the sequel. They put out their casting list. Apparently, they have call signs, says Felix.
Oh, yeah, I got a
hope
list.
you brought that up. Some of the names they've introduced for this movie, besides obviously Tom Cruise coming back, John Hamm, Ed Harris, Lewis Pullman, which is Bill Pullman's son, Jennifer Connelly, and then Miles Teller, who is playing Goose's son.
Really?
Sounds pretty sweet to me. I'm pretty excited. What's some call signs? That's pretty exciting, actually.
Alrighty, so we're about to get introduced to the likes of Phoenix, Slayer.
Who's Phoenix? Who's
Oh, it's just
They're
a list
just
of
names.
names. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
but these are what you
They're
can
just
expect.
randoms.
Yeah, so we got Phoenix, we got Slayer, we have Payback, we have Fanboy, we have Warlock, we have Cyclone, Viking, Coyote, Lardo, Bob, and Harvard and Yale.
Harvard and Yale. That sounds interesting.
Harvard and Yale.
This is so
That has to be
80s.
twins.
Yeah, they're the
that has
smart
to be
guys.
twins characters.
Oh my god, this is great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't see any ones that I recognized. I thought there might have been still like a Joker or a Maverick or something.
Well, yeah,
I
I mean,
guess Maverick will be Tom Cruise.
so there's some of the speculation is that someone was saying Slayer sounds like he might be the young version of Val Kilmer's Iceman, since he's described as a cocky and self-righteous, but with the aviation skills to back it up.
Okay.
So maybe that's the son for Iceman.
Oh, Iceman's not coming back?
I don't know. Did they?
I heard
get
They
any
haven't,
comment
heard
about
they
Kilmer?
haven't announced yet.
I heard
Okay.
rumors, but I'm not sure if
Yeah.
they announced anything yet.
You got Tim Robbins out there too, man. Throw a little love to Merlin.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It actually has a character breakdown for each call sign. Actually. Oh well. Yeah, it's for the casting list right here.
Okay.
I could break that down, but this will take all day.
Nah.
It's a lot of them.
Well, tell
Well,
tell the audience where they can go to find it.
This is movieweb.com.
Okay.
There's new Top Gun 2 call signs revealed in casting breakdown.
Nice.
So there you go.
Sick.
there
Or
you go, audience.
I'm sure you can Google it.
Feel
also.
the need.
for speed.
Speed.
Is Connolly playing the love interest?
God, I hope so.
Is that you think that-
Wait,
for Miles Teller? It's a love triangle.
Oh, right.
so John
This
Hamm's
is the
not
one
the
where
love interest?
Goose wins.
Yeah.
Payback for Goose.
Miles Teller taking over.
I hope there's that classic motorcycle scene. What? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. when he's revving his bike.
I love that movie still.
Oh, it is good. It's classic.
Dude,
So
it's a
good.
classic.
Permission to buzz the tower. Negative Ghost Rider. Pattern is full.
That's so 80s. Love it.
Yes, totally 80s renewed. Looking forward to it. All right, what else we got on movie news? Anything?
I think we covered it all.
We covered all the
Did
good
everybody
stuff.
do their AFI Top 100 number? The quiz.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I redid it again.
Who
and I-
who was the top number? I had 29.
I think Eddie was.
Oh, what do you-
40. He said he had 47
Oh,
or something
snap.
like that.
Nice.
I might be the idiot here. I think I redid it again. I had like 23 or 24. But I don't really want to count them because I know I've seen them, but I just didn't
Parts.
give a shit as a kid.
Yeah.
Like I saw West Side Story when I was a little kid and did not pay attention to that
Right,
much.
for sure.
And like there's several movies in there, Sound of Music. Like I know I've seen these movies. I just couldn't tell you what they're about. Except for there's a song in there somewhere.
I think I topped off at like 37.
I know.
I'm still waiting for
yeah.
Chai's count.
Yeah, that's probably not too many. Huh?
I counted 29, which sadly was tied for bottom with Adam.
Right.
I think that I didn't count some of the films that I knew I'd probably seen over time, and I just couldn't name characters and really think of like how the story starts and finishes. So like I
Right.
kept off like The Godfather. I don't think I've ever watched it from start to finish. I've seen it on TV so many times, watch 30 minutes here and there, probably could piece it together, just have never really start to finish. So
Yeah.
I didn't count it.
I definitely left out a few halfsies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in moving on with the AFIs, we have started our new little venture of watching some of these classic old movies, and we're going to tell you if they live up. So we started with Raging Bull, one of the top movies of all time. So this was less of a boxing movie and more of like...
Drama. Was it over masculine or?
yeah, I guess we talked about a little bit thing that's going around now. Is toxic masculinity, that kind of wording.
Yeah.
And this was obviously in the 40s where things were much different, and this guy, felt like he could do basically anything outside of the ring because he was champ. So this was more a movie about him and his lifestyle, which was pretty rough. What do you guys think?
Man, I'm gonna start with it was pretty bad. It was pretty rough to watch. I'll say the good parts were the way it was filmed, black and white, the cinematography, the editing, how the fight scenes were put together. It was cool, but the rest of the time, it was just so rough to watch. I mean, the violence outside the ring, the rudeness of the character. I was just like, wow. This is very intense. Like I was hoping there was a redeeming factor, towards the end of the movie, and we didn't get that.
Yeah, I didn't know much about him as a boxer or what his life was like. So to really dive into that, yeah, you definitely felt uncomfortable. It was tough to watch.
Yeah, there were aspects of it that I didn't know any of it either, and I'm looking this stuff up, and it's like his second wife. She was 13 when he met her. They married at 16. And I know it's a different time, but I mean the 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s, like it wasn't that long ago. And you're like, that's just interesting. Like he was 21 and she was 13 when they met and started dating.
Yeah.
You're like, that's weird. And then just, the abuse and I don't know. I didn't dig the story. I was hoping the same thing, Sam. Hoping for like some redemption, but there wasn't. It just like got worse. He became a club owner and then went to jail for serving minors in his bar, like hitting on them all sleazy, and like it just, I don't know. I was bored with it.
I think about an hour into the movie, I was kind of wondering how long it was. It was just not, he was just not likable or relatable to me. In this time and day and age, to smack around your first wife and your second wife, and throw up all these red flags and still have them live with you, and nothing came of it. And
just the opening scene where he was rude about the steak and the coffee.
Sure,
you're like, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
Seemed like he didn't have any kind of remorse. He never said please or thank you. Yeah.
What do you think about Flex?
Well, like I said before the show started, I didn't finish watching the whole movie. I'm sorry. But whatever. I've been watching all the past shitty movies. So I saw about half of this movie last night. I started watching it. It was really late, and then I just passed out. But so I can't really give it a full, official rating. It's not fair. But from what I saw, yeah, I didn't really enjoy it. Honestly, the fighting in the boxing matches, I thought that was shot well. I thought that was enjoyable. I thought the way it was shot, the way the sound editing was kind of mixed into it, how it would fade into, his, emotional state, and then you just hear the audience. I thought that was really cool. But as far as the story goes, and just who Jake LaMotta was, he was just a piece of shit.
Yeah, he was just
honestly, I just really didn't have a good time watching him. He's just kind of an asshole, and it very much is a sign of the times. It is that stereotypical, like every time you see a parody of this scene of this wife beating asshole, like at the kitchen table being rude to his wife, she's screaming and yelling at the neighbors and all that. Like it sort of started in this movie, it seems. And then he was just a creepy dude, man. And then he meets his second wife, Vicky, I think her name was. Like she's 15 years old, and like I was saying earlier, I didn't want to try to be the guy just like obviously there's a lot of crap going on with Hollywood nowadays. I don't want to have to draw too many comparisons to that, but you can't help but notice all that when you're watching. It's got a really bad vibe to it. I felt really uncomfortable watching it. It's very disturbing, honestly. Especially like when he's coming on to her and just making really I don't know, it's just really disgusting.
He pressured her a lot. Like, I felt like he was not romantic at all. Like he just he forced himself on her almost.
Yeah,
even though forceful. She kind of went with it. But that was just him, being super aggressive, and it worked for him. But
like we were talking about earlier, the scene where he's like, "You're beautiful, you're really beautiful," and just goes in for a kiss. I'm like, what the fuck? That does not work at all. Like that's horrible.
He had brought her back to his house where he lived with his wife. Right, and was like
still married,
calling her name, like, "Hey, you're not here, right? You're not okay. I can hit on this little teenager."
Right.
Like it's just like, oh, like. From the get, from the get.
Come sit a little closer.
Like,
come a little closer. Sit in my lap.
It was just, it's not a good guy, not a good story. There's nothing about it that I'm like, oh.
I feel like you gotta take a shower after the movie. Like you just gotta take a shower and clean yourself off because it was so dirty, so bad.
Well, I wrote this in my notes. I felt exhausted after this movie. Physically exhausted. Like I didn't know what to do after the movie. Like it was just so downer. Like I was just done with it after about an hour.
Damn. Same.
So what do you think? Like as far as this being AFI's top 5 movie, like
this is number 24.
So it's number 4 on the list.
Oh, number 4. I see 24 on this one.
Okay. Maybe I'm looking at a different one. With the one you can actually choose the ones that you've seen. It's number 4 on there.
Wow.
It might not be a ranking. It might just be a list.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's still high up on the list. It was made in 1980. Obviously, that's a few years ago. Do we think it still holds up?
No.
I can't imagine the general audience really being that open to this kind of movie. And that's kind of one way I was trying to approach the movie is is it as good as they say kind of like idea, because we're still with the idea that all these films are supposed to be top tier, greatest movies of all time. So I wanted to try not to look at it that way and just kind of just
watch the movie.
Yeah. Right? A new take on an old film. And as I was watching, I'm like, wow, this is not that enjoyable, to be perfectly honest. And I was, I wanted to find things to like about it, but it's just not working. And I can't see the general public responding. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is, I'm looking at it in a weird way, but I can't imagine a general movie going audience enjoying this that much.
What do you guys think?
Score wise or just in general?
Just in general.
I would definitely have to pass. Can't watch it twice, dude. Once was enough. It's burnt into my mind. I'm done.
I agree with you there. I don't think I would ever watch this movie again. I wouldn't choose to go seek out and watch this movie again.
Like Scorsese has so many better movies now.
Correct. We'll get to one of those later.
Especially.
I struggled to find out what was so groundbreaking about it. Like what was so culturally I went and looked at the criteria for their list for the voting because I was like, okay, well, maybe I'm missing something. Like maybe it's the times, like you said, it was 1980. So maybe because it was closer to the time that LaMotta was actually
relevant
or a part of, yeah, exactly. Relevant is the right word. Yeah. And I don't know. It got a lot of award recognition and it seems to be popular. Is that because it's Scorsese or is it in De Niro or is it because this was really a good movie? Because I didn't think there was anything special about the movie at all. I liked the score. Thought the score was good. There was some good musical pieces in it. And there's some good acting in it. But overall, the story was kind of like, well, here's a shitty person. Ta-da. And that's it. And there was nothing to it other than that.
I think you hit on it. I think you hit on it with that director actor link. Like maybe that's what drove this movie. Because I think, didn't they both do Taxi Driver before this one?
Yep.
And then and obviously I think they've worked together afterward. But yeah, it still won a bunch of awards. I think I misquoted it last week saying that it won the Best Picture, but it actually did not in 1981. It was just nominated. But it did win for Best Actor for De Niro and Best Editing, which I think we all agree that the boxing and the film was edited really, cool, and the black and white was definitely an addition. It brought you back to that time frame. And the filmography itself was really nice, but the story was really rough, and it was just hard to watch.
Yeah. I'll be fair and I'll finish it just because, I mean, that's only fair. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I was not that impressed, unfortunately, with that first half.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, it doesn't get better. I'll tell you that. Right. It just kind of stays the same. Just, okay, here it is.
It was definitely not Rocky.
No.
Not even close.
What's on the plate for next one? I have a few suggestions, but I wanted to hear if you guys had some.
Well, what do you guys have for a rating since you guys actually finished it?
Yeah, let's give it a score. What'd you guys think?
Out of 10?
Out of 10.
It gets
and don't kill us, guys.
It gets a 4.
Oh.
A 4.
Oh.
It's brutal.
4 undercooked steaks out of 10. Okay.
Brutal as LaMotta's face.
Yeah, for sure.
I was thinking that the whole time. I was like, man, he is not a pretty man.
No.
The time I was watching it.
He kind of reminded me of...
What do you mean he's attractive? What do you mean? Oh, God.
What's with the kissing?
Just, yeah.
He actually kind of reminded me of John Bernthal, a young Jack.
Shit. Yeah, dude.
If you look at that again, he's
almost
totally like him. I did not like this movie. I give it about a 5.
Wow.
And that's not saying much on this AFI Top 100. What'd you think, Gunny?
6. Yeah, I mean, other than De Niro and Pesci and I guess the direction of Scorsese, everything else to me was just meh.
Yeah.
And I could leave it. And that's sad to say for an again. I feel like I'm missing something.
I know.
It's like, how does this ever on everyone's list? Like, was it just then? Have you not gone back to watch it again? Like, I don't know.
No, I think we're all in agreement there. We should maybe do some research on why exactly it was nominated for what it was.
Slow year.
All right, so let's talk about some possibilities for next week. What did you have?
Oh yeah, so I wrote down 3 and then added 1. But Annie Hall, it's a Woody Allen directed film, and I think that did win Best Picture. Rear Window, Hitchcock film, Jimmy Stewart, classic. Chinatown, young Jack Nicholson, Roman Polanski film, which controversial director in his own right, and but always on like everyone's list of top films to see. And then I threw in 2001: A Space Odyssey because it's actually out in IMAX right now, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll go see it on the big screen because I don't think I've ever seen the movie from start to finish. So,
got you.
I like that.
I'd be down for any one of those. I was actually kind of thinking about 2001. I think that might be cool to watch.
But yeah, we'll post our next movie. We'll get back to you. Hopefully it'll be a good one.
Well, you said 2001's on theaters. Is it also on Netflix?
Oh yeah, I don't know about Netflix, but it's
on
available
something.
somewhere.
We'll do some research. We'll see what's available.
Okay.
I'm supposed to be weirdy, but I'm down.
Okay.
All right, 2001.
2001. It is.
Stanley Kubrick was a weird man.
So if it goes bad, it's Ganya's fault.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on from Raging Bull, we are going to get into our cops and robbers movies.
What's your favorite?
Bringing it back old school. We all used to play this in the playground, right? Cops and robbers. Plenty of good movies about it. We all picked kind of our favorite of the genre. Who wants to start?
Go ahead, Flex.
Nobody.
Fine.
Nobody wants to start.
Fine. Yes, it's fine. I'll go. It's Die Hard, man. Come on, dude. It's like,
Die Hard.
I mean, I didn't really think about this at first. I mean, like, this is just kind of a classic action movie. But now, straight up, there's one cop versus a whole bunch of terrorists, and it is the greatest Christmas movie of all time.
Technically, 2 cops, because the other guy was on the ground
Carl
floor
Winslow?
trying to help him out.
Yeah, yeah, he was. He's busy telling us about how he likes to shoot kids. But well, yeah, Bruce Willis upstairs.
Whoa,
What?
Dude, he got the final shot in, bro.
Yeah, I'm just
No,
saying.
just kidding.
Yeah, I know. He saved the day. But anyways, he shot a kid. Don't forget that part. Anyways, yeah, so it's just like, come on, dude. Bruce Willis is the perfect, like, everyday man. Just guy, he's not supposed to be there. Basically, he's in a shitty situation. He has no shoes, and he's taking on a bunch of German terrorists. And then you have the late great Alan Rickman giving his horrendous American accent to get away from get away from John McClane. It's just an awesome movie, dude. I mean, it's the perfect classic '80s action movie. It all takes place in one location too. And while Arnold Schwarzenegger had some of the greatest one-liners of all time, Bruce Willis killed it with his one and only, yippee-ki-yay motherfucker.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I was gonna say, not only is it a good cop movie, it's a good holiday movie.
Exactly. It ends with "Let It Snow."
2 for 1.
It might be my favorite Christmas movie.
It is. It's the greatest Christmas movie of all time.
It's definitely up there.
Yeah. But now keep it
That's
nice and
classic,
simple. It
yeah.
might be the obvious one, but come on, man.
Hey, it's a good choice, dude. Not
Can't
knocking
argue
it
there.
all. Yeah, it's a good
Cannot
choice.
argue there. What about you, Sam?
I picked the classic of Heat.
Heat.
It's
course.
a little bit longer movie, but the casting is magnificent between Pacino and De Niro, playing cops and robbers, trying to figure out what's going on. Just a scene where he stops him to take him to go have coffee.
Yeah, a little coffee.
Yeah.
A little chit chat, face to face.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he knows he can't do anything about it.
Exactly. They're just exchanging conversation, and they're like basically telling each other,
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
yeah, basically. Dude. It's so crazy and so good because Pacino, who's trying to balance the life of being a cop, trying to balance his family, trying to get everything done, trying to do right by the standard,
By everybody.
And then you got Pacino, saving up money. He's the planner, he's
De
just.
Niro.
Oh yeah. Sorry. De Niro, saving up the money, planning out all the robberies, and just knowing him and his character, his golden rule of walking away in under 30 seconds. It's so cruel.
Probably one of the best bank robberies in film of all time.
Oh, definitely.
I mean,
definitely.
When you think of a heist film, that's the one.
That's it, yeah.
That's the scene right there.
Sure.
Like it reminds you of that when you play GTA.
Yeah, walking
heist.
out of the bank with the AKs and the bag of money, trying to be smooth when you
And then
know.
you gotta hold on the fort for a couple minutes as your getaway pulls up. You're like, oh man.
Drive the van, monkey.
I felt that coming.
But yeah, and the cinematography on that just amazing. Such an amazing movie.
Michael Mann, the director.
Great
One of his
dialogue,
classic,
great
yeah.
music. It was really good.
Great supporting cast.
Oh, definitely. Danny Trejo, Val Kilmer was in it. Even oh my god,
Ashley Judd, Natalie Portman.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean, John Voight.
yes.
yeah. That was classic.
I like how Val Kilmer was a secondhand man trying to do his best.
Yeah, he did his best to gun down some cops. What you got, Gagne?
I was brokenhearted when Sam took Heat because that's probably my absolute favorite.
Right.
And this one focuses a little bit more on the cops, but it's probably neck and neck with Heat. I chose LA Confidential.
Ooh. I've actually never seen that one, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never have either.
Breaking my heart.
Oh, Felix hasn't either.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh my god, you guys, you're killing
Got
me.
some homework to do.
Spacey won for Best Supporting Actor. Has Russell Crowe, Kim Basinger, Danny DeVito.
Guy Pearce was in there too, right?
A lot of good supporting cast throughout the film. Kind of a noir film. It's 1950s Los Angeles, and it basically follows the vice detectives of LA covering these murders that are going on, and I love it. It's just so well done.
What's the time period on that?
It came out in the late 90s, 97 I think is when it came out, but it's set in the 50s.
Okay. Tommy guns and gangsters and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just the cops and robbers in town, and just everyone in their suits, and the LA movie stars getting wrapped up in what's going down in dirty LA. So my honorable mention was The Town, though.
Nice.
I almost picked that
that's
too.
a good one.
So.
That's a good one.
I do like The Town. I actually watched a really bad version of The Town, which was like a straight to Netflix film with The Rock called Empire State.
Oh yeah, with the Hemsworth brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It was really really nice.
When did that come out?
Recently.
No, it came out back in I want to say 11 or 12.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
With which Hemsworth?
The
Liam?
younger one.
Oh, okay.
Not the no-name one, but
Not Ashley.
Great movie, Kanye. We'll have to look that one up. Sounds like a good cast.
Yeah, I definitely want to watch that.
For me, my pick was a Scorsese film, The Departed.
A you copper.
Yeah, Kadapa. The Departed. I love this film. You got Jack Nicholson playing, Frank Costello, one of the gangsters at the time. He's very Jack in this movie. He's got his ups and downs, his crazy moments. Then you got Matt Damon and DiCaprio playing. One's a cop that goes undercover, and one's bad guy that goes undercover in the cops. So they always
got
are
Mark
playing off
Wahlberg.
each other. Yeah, you got Mark Wahlberg, who has like some hilarious one-liners in that movie. He just plays this kind of asshole cop, but he's the one that comes and saves the day at the end.
Yep.
Just all kinds of action and multiple layers and
a lot of layers in that film.
a lot of like kind of spy stuff. So a lot of undercover work.
I love the scene where they gave him like the recorder, the bug to wear, and they're like, "Hey, the recording stopped," and they're like, "Well, hopefully he's not dead."
Exactly. He was like, "I'm not gonna do this on with the wire anymore. Only
Yeah,
over the
yeah.
phone." Like they were literally afraid, every day that they were gonna get caught. Both of them. But until one started investigating himself, then maybe he let up a little bit. But The Departed, one of the great cop films recently.
It is a really good one.
That one's great. I love that movie.
Yeah, fantastic, great acting. It finally got Scorsese his Best Director Oscar.
That's right. Yeah.
So much better movie than Raging Bull. Good job, Scorsese, on upping your game.
movie.
Good cop movies, man. Anything else like Second Nods or?
Oh yeah, dude, I was torn. I really liked Reservoir Dogs a lot too. I know you were saying there's no cops in there, but there's one very prominent cop throughout the entire movie.
I was
Two
going to
cops.
mention.
I corrected myself. There were
Yeah,
two.
no,
There's the one who gets tortured too. So
I know it's
that's
yeah,
right.
then they cut his ear
The
off.
ear off. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I was going to mention Hot Fuzz. It's a classic.
Nice.
Classic
I
cop
didn't
movie.
think about that.
I was gonna mention We Are Cops only because it was.
That was actually a good comedy
Wait, is that-
movie, bro. It was
Let's
actually
Let's
hilarious.
Be Cops. Is that the one? You're,
Let's Be Cops. Yeah. What did I
Okay.
say? Yeah. Let's Be Cops.
We Are Cops or something.
Let's Be Cops with
I forget his
Wayne
name.
and
Jake Johnson. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was okay.
It was clever. It was funny.
It was. I'm not gonna get into it. But, no, another one too was Dog Day Afternoon with Al Pacino. I love that movie too.
Yeah, I don't think
Such
I've
a
seen
good
that
one too.
That's a great one. It kind of holds.
Sam mentioned Inside Man. That's another good one. Spike
Yeah.
Lee as well.
I feel like we're missing something.
Well, I got the
I got a little
quiz
bit of a
when
list.
you're ready.
How about Training Day, RoboCop, Lethal
Training Day.
Weapon,
Oh, that's a good one.
The Fugitive,
Lethal
Seven.
Weapon. Oh.
Holy crap! How did I miss Lethal Weapon?
I know.
I did miss Lethal Weapon. I saw that today, and I was like, "Well, I can't change my mind now." But that's such a good one too.
I know. I
Getting
threw it as
too
a,
old
I
for
threw it
this
as a
shit.
joke, but Time Cop.
Nice, nice. Kindergarten Cop. I mean, if we're gonna go there.
Hey,
There you go.
I'll take it.
Whatever. What do you got, Sam?
Oh, I'm just ready. When
You
guys
ready?
are
All right. So our last thing of the day, we actually got a quiz. It's about cops and robber movies. Sam's gonna roll this one out. What do you got, Sam?
Yes. So the way this game's gonna work, you can buzz in ahead of time, but I'll say the year, the synopsis, and then the actor star in the film. You can buzz in early with your name. You get it right, you get it right. So the first one to have on deck for you guys, it's a 1986 film starring a tough on crime street cop who has to protect the only surviving witness to a strange murderous cult. Starring Sylvester Stallone, Bridget Nielsen, and Brian Thompson.
Gagne.
Yes,
Cobra.
correct.
That's right. Wow. Okay. Good one.
Well played. Well played, sir.
Nice.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yep.
1993. Film about a cop brought out of suspended animation to stop the
Adam.
Felix. Damn.
Yes, Adam.
Damn it.
Demolition Man.
Correct.
Good job.
This one's gonna be a little tricky. 1997. New Jersey sheriff community for the community. He realized that. Hang on, let me read this. Oh, the New Jersey sheriff community is being populated by New York City police. New York City police officers, and he's slowly discovering that the town is a front for mob and corruption in his area. It's starring Harvey Keitel, Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro, Robert Patrick, Michael Rappaport, Janine Garofalo, and Stallone. So it's a small town that's a front for the mob.
Felix?
Yeah.
Copland?
Yes, sir.
Holy crap.
God, I couldn't think of the name.
Nice.
I could picture everything.
Fist
And I just,
bump.
damn it.
I just
Good
remember
work.
that's where Stallone gained weight. That's all I remember seeing.
All right, this one's super easy.
Oh, wow.
1987 film about Elliot Ness versus Al Capone.
Felix.
Gagne.
Felix,
Untouchables.
of course.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even mention that one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I know, I'm ashamed of myself.
Okay. 2016 film about two mismatched private eyes in the 1970s investigating a missing
Gagne.
girl. Yes.
The Good Guys.
No, sir.
Oh, Felix.
Yes.
The nice guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Thanks, Gagne.
I'm sorry.
You're
I'm
welcome.
sorry, bro.
I owe you that one.
Horrible.
Couldn't have done that without you.
Teamwork.
Nice, nice.
Such a good movie.
Okay.
Can't remember the name.
2013 mobster film about 1949 Los Angeles being ran by a ruthless mobster named Mickey Cohen. John O'Mara assembles a team of cops to take back the city, starring Sean Penn, Josh Brolin, Ryan Gosling.
Felix.
Gagne.
Gangster Squad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn it, I couldn't think of the name. I
Wasn't
had that
sure
one
for a
way
while.
early. I just couldn't come up with a name.
Damn, Flex, you're on a roll.
Oh,
Yep, Felix is leading.
digging deep.
Okay. 2016 film about a Las Vegas performer turned snitch named Buddy Israel. He decides to turn stateside evidence and testify against the mob, starring Ryan Reynolds, Ray Liotta, Alex Rocco,
Oh, shit.
Jeremy Pivens,
Felix.
Ben Affleck. Yes.
Smoking Aces.
Yes.
Ah.
Wow.
Nice.
Smoking.
Yeah, Felix is smoking this quiz.
2012 film shot documentary style that follows the daily grind of two
Adam.
young
Felix.
police.
End of watch.
I think that was Adam.
That was Adam,
Yeah.
yeah. That
Damn.
was good.
Yeah.
Well played. 2010 film about two mismatched New York City detectives trying to seize the opportunity to step up to the city to be the top cops, starring Will Ferrell.
Adam.
Mark. Yes.
The other guys.
Oh,
Yes.
biggest Will Ferrell fan.
You guys are very competitive. 2007, a New York nightclub manager tried to save his brother and his father from Russian mafia hitmen, starring Joaquin Phoenix, Mark Wahlberg, Eva Mendes, and Robert Duvall.
Oh.
I can picture these posters, and I just the names have all left my mind. It's awful.
Say it again.
Okay. 2007 film about a New York nightclub manager who's trying to save his brother and his father from the Russian mafia hitmen, starring Joaquin Phoenix, Mark Wahlberg, Eva Mendes, and Robert Duvall.
I can't think of the name of this one. I can
Hold
literally
on.
playing out scenes in my head, but
No one's gonna pull it out of their ass. Come on, there's three
I
of
want
you.
to take a guess, but I don't think it's right.
Take the guess, dude.
It's not right. Felix, are we on the night?
Give him his
That's
point.
right.
Bro!
Give him his point.
nice. Wow. Good pull on
As soon as
that
you said
one.
it, I was like, "Yep, that's
yeah,
it."
yeah.
Was that?
Man,
I wasn't. Oh my
well
God.
played, sir.
Whew,
Just
What up?
that hurt.
Okay.
walk off on that one.
Time for the
6
slow
to
clap.
10.
Okay, last and final question, guys. Very tough. Okay, you ready? 1990 film about tough cop who poses as a kindergarten teacher.
Adam.
Gagne.
Oh, Adam got
Kindergarten
it first.
cop. It still won't get me the game. Well played, Felix.
Damn.
Excellent
the
job,
night.
Felix.
I'll take that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hang on, what's the score? Fill
It
me in.
is 6 Felix, 4 Adam, 1 Gagne.
Woo, one.
He's on the board.
On the board.
Nice.
Nice.
Hopefully the quiz wasn't too hard. I tried to keep it
That was
funny.
a good
was
one. I like that.
Yeah.
I was so surprised, bro. You
Me
kept
too.
pulling it. Flex, that was great, bro.
That's just weird instinct in me. It's like, I don't feel like I'm right, but I'm like, why not? Let's just try it.
Hey,
Exactly,
We don't get
exactly.
negative points here.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Good quiz, Sam.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, fellas. Anything else to close out the show?
No.
Go see Black Klansman.
Yes. If you have to choose between Black Klansman and Raging Bull, go see Black Klansman.
Apparently.
Absolutely.
Easy choice.
What about Ark? No one wants to watch Ark?
Hey, it's probably better than most of those Netflix movies. Maybe. I don't know.
And hopefully 2001 and Space Odyssey is much better than those two.
Right. I have high
Hopefully.
hopes. I've seen little bits and pieces of it.
Yeah.
Open the pod bay door and whatnot. And that's what my other podcast was based on. So, looking forward to it. You guys want to catch up on that movie and review it with us? 2001: A Space Odyssey. We'll get back to you next week with that.
Yeah,
Definitely. Thank you for listening, following us. We really appreciate the audience, big time.
Absolutely. You
Thank
guys
you
are
so
awesome. If you weren't here, we wouldn't be doing this. So,
Yeah.
thanks for listening.
Stay tuned next week. We have guests too.
Nice.
Stay tuned.
That's right. Absolutely. We'll see you next week.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Peace out.
everybody.